Hello everyone. In this lecture, I am going to demonstrate about the introduction of a Turing machine. In general, the structure of a Turing machine is a three-component structure. That is, first one is an input tape, and next one is read-write head, and finally third component is finite control. Coming to the input tape is used to accommodate input symbols. Input tape is divided into number of cells, and each cell is capable of storing only one bit of information. That is, for example, consider the input symbols sigma is equal to 0, 1. Let us consider a random string w is equal to 0, 1, 0, 1. This random string can be accommodated in the input tape as shown 0, 1, 0, 1. All the rest of the cells that belongs to the input tape are filled with the blank symbols. And one more prominent feature of this input tape in a Turing machine is, consider these dots, which represents the length of the input tape is of infinite length. That is, the input tape length is infinite towards right direction and also towards the left direction. Next, coming to the read-write head. Read-write head is having the capability of both reading and writing contents from the input tape and also writing contents onto the input tape. In the previous machines like finite automata and push-down automata, they are having only the properties like only reading the contents from the input tape. They don't have the properties of writing any content onto the tape. That is, they cannot modify the content on the tape in machines like finite automata and push-down automata. But coming to the Turing machine, it has the capability of both reading the content from the input tape and also having the capability of writing content onto the input tape. That is, we can modify the contents on the input tape. For example, in any Turing machine, if the logic is defined as whenever we come across an input symbol 0, that has to be replaced with an x, then that can be done as, for example, when some state comes across with the input symbol 0, then that can be modified as x or y or any character that is defined by the developer. That is, it has the property of modifying the contents on the input tape. That is one of the feature of Turing machine. Coming to the next feature of read-write head, it has the capability of moving in either directions. It can move in the right direction, and also if the logic request, then it is also having the capability of moving towards the left direction. But this type of properties are missing in previous machines like finite automata and push-down automata. This is one additional feature of a Turing machine. Next, coming to the finite control, it contains all the states that belongs to the Turing machine. Q0, which is as defined as an initial state, and some state Q1 and some other states, and finally a final state QF. This finite control is responsible for switching in between the states from one state to another state depending upon the input symbol that is read from the input tape by a read-write head. For example, if you are in state Q0 and if the read-write head reads the character 1, it may switch from state Q0 to Q1 or Q2 or QF depending upon the logic of the program. Then coming to the acceptance of a string by a Turing machine. Whenever reading the characters from the input tape by read-write head, if at least once the finite control reaches to the final state or halting state, then the given input string is said to be accepted. If final state is reached, while reading an input string, while reading input characters from the input tape, then the string is said to be accepted. This is about the introduction of a Turing machine. We go more detail to this in the next sessions.